Hello, I'm Kevin Turner from Real Estate Talk, and welcome to this special podcast on behalf of Australian Property Investor Magazine. Well, based in Coffs Harbour, Ron and Coral Wheatley have constructed a sizable property portfolio spanning commercial and residential property. It's all detailed in an article that's called Big Numbers in the December issue of Australian Property Investor Magazine. And joining me on screen now, one half of that dynamic duo, Coral Wheatley. Coral, welcome.
Hello.
Good to be talking to you, and thank you for your time, Carol.
Thank you. No, you're very welcome.
Tell me firstly, how did this all begin, your fascination with property?
Well, I bought my first block of land at 16, and we had a business and we were working really hard, and we realised that the only way we could save some of that money was to invest in property. That's the way you were gifted back some of your tax, I suppose, because you work really hard in a business. So that's how it began, yes.
There would have been a few learning experiences and a few hurdles in those early days too, I imagine.
We did a lot of visiting to the Department of Fair Trading.
Yep.
But back then it wasn't really that difficult because everything was cash flow back then. You know, you would buy something and it would pay itself off and you'd have extra money in your pocket. So it wasn't, can't say I'm a guru or anything, because back then it was just all cash flow. It was quite simple.
Yeah, you make it sound simple, but I know it's not. What in your opinion, sorry, Carol, what in your opinion is involved in putting together a good property portfolio?
I think it's a lot of dedication. It is a lot of hard work, and once you get going on it, then you visually see things quite quickly. So it takes a little while to work out what due diligence you like, and whether you want it to be cash flow. I know some people don't, but for us it was always cash flow because we wanted to work less and less.
Yeah.
We work more and more in our business now, but less. We never had to work for a manager or go to work on a daily basis.
I know the article in API goes into a lot of detail about your portfolio and how you put it together. But just briefly, is there a strategy? Have you got a strategy that you can enunciate for us?
We do, yes. It's usually got to be a 10% net return. If it's not, then it's got to have either the rents have got to be low and we can pull them up, or we've got to, like what we've just done, we can strata title it, or we can develop it a little bit more. We do like to have residential and commercial. Everyone needs a home, so residential are always going to be rented out. But commercial, we keep them below market rental and they're always rented out. And we just love it. We just enjoy. My husband and I go on the journey together, so I'm really lucky that I have a partner. I think, if you're going to do something, you need to have your partner on board.
Yeah, indeed.
Difficult to do, so.
In fact, you touch on that in the article, which makes interesting reading as well as your strategy. But tell me, are there any properties that you won't buy?
Not if the numbers are right, no. If I don't know enough about it, I'll search how I can run that, We bought a caravan park and I had no idea how to run a caravan park, but Department of Fair Trading and ringing a lot of other caravans. So just educating yourself.
Yeah. That's why the article is called Big Numbers, because as you say, and you said just then, it all comes down to the numbers, doesn't it, just to get those numbers done. How much due diligence do you undertake before you're going to commit?
A lot.
Yep.
A lot.
What can you tell me roughly what you go through?
Firstly, it's the numbers. So if it doesn't do the numbers, it doesn't even I don't even look at what the colour of the house or whatever we're buying. So if the numbers don't suit, then we don't even look at, obviously we look at what the property is, but other than that, no. And then we go into what the areas are like. What infrastructure is going to go in, or, are there people that are going to rent those shops or units or whatever we're buying? Is the demand there? And then we're just going to see if it's structural, many things, but as much information as we can find out before we move forward, even to go and have a look at the property.
Yeah, I think reading the article on API, you're going to be able to very quickly see the amount of due diligence you do and what you go through, because it's in great detail there. Can I ask you, is there a property that instantly comes to mind, one that you and Ron are really proud of, that maybe surprised you a little bit?
I remember we always used to buy around our area because the computers weren't there and we didn't really travel far because we had a business. And when the computers come out and you could get on there and have a look at properties, I remember looking at Townsville, and we have a restaurant up there, and we couldn't believe the numbers. We go, oh, we did all of the numbers, and now we've had 4 lots of tenants in there, and they've actually done refurbishes of up to 400,000 themselves without us putting any money to it. We've got lots of great stories, but I think it's just finding what you're comfortable in doing.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Just going back over your memory once again, in all the years that you and Ron have been investing, is there one that stands out that taught you the greatest lesson about what not to do?
I think the caravan park would have been one of them, yes. But in saying that, we turned it around. So I never really look at anything as a problem, just how am I, so I might take small steps. It might take me a lot longer than normal. As normal people, but if I know I can do it at the end, I'll just take small steps, really small steps. I'll go and find information from the council, my solicitor, my accountant. I work really, really close to all those people. They are really important to us. We have great financial people. Our bank managers will come and have a cup of tea and a Tim Tam. They might stay a few hours, but I'll rack their brain, and so it's not really myself or my husband. We have a really great team of people that they probably get sick of me ringing up. But, if I don't know something and I feel it's going to stop me from buying something, then I think, well, if I turn this around, will it be a good buy? So, yeah, everything's a good buy as long as it fits that criteria.
As long as it fits your numbers, hey?
Yes.
Exactly. Carol, you've written a book too, I believe, called Building Wealth in a Self-Managed Super Fund. Tell me how that came about.
That's a big passion of mine, actually. Because we bought so many cash flow properties, then we had another tax problem. If we sold something, then we made capital gains tax. So we couldn't keep a lot of our money. So through a self-managed super fund, we've had that for 17 years now, we could actually contribute capital gains. The capital gains, we were going to earn some of that into our super fund. So we got to save more out of our super fund. And we also got to save more because we were only paying, without getting too technical, 15%, contributions that were going into our super fund. Back then you couldn't borrow, but 2007, you could start borrowing, and that's when
What strikes me about that book too is that it's obviously written from your own practical experience. It's not an accountant's view of buying in your self-managed super fund, which makes it a lot more of a practical book for people to pick up and learn from.
I'm really passionate about this book. I spent a lot of time on this book, but it's everything that we've bought, on sold, how we've been able to. We started with 80K in our super fund, and I just know it can be done because as you said, it's not from an accountant's point of view. No. We have worked really close with the accountant because you need to do the right thing, and you need to keep that money because if it comes out of a managed fund, someone's in there and it's safe, but you've got to make sure that when you take it over that you keep it safe.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's called Building Wealth in in your self-managed super fund. Is it available yet? Is it on the bookshelves?
It's going to be available beginning of December. It's now at the proofreading stage, and so I've got my cover.
Oh, show me. Can we have a look? Look at that. Excellent. All right. Well, we'll watch out for that cover in the bookshelves, and that's just in time for Christmas. So it makes a good Christmas gift.
Yes, that'll be great. It'll be a good gift.
Okay. Look for it in all good bookshops. It's coming out, written by Coral Wheatley. Did Ron help you with that as well? That's Ron and Carol.
We do everything together, really.
Yeah.
It's probably my side of the story, but he's helped me, put things in it, and we have done it together. It's certainly been a team effort.
Well, it's been a delight talking to you. Congratulations on the article in API too. It's a great read, and I'm looking forward to getting a copy of your book and having a look at that as well. Coral Wheatley, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. It's been a pleasure. And I wish everyone the best in their investing. It's an exciting thing.